Sorry, didn't mean to cause an earthquake.
Good morning.
Good
Is it
morning.
still morning? I don't know.
It is for me.
I don't.
It's you know what? It's always morning for me. If it's before 12 o'clock, it's definitely morning, like way morning for me. Cause like I get up and I don't like to function until at least 12 o'clock. So like usually whenever I'm doing reading, like Zoom readings, I have people that say, oh, well, you don't have anything available in the morning. And I'm like, I don't do any kind of Zoom or in person or in like, no, nothing before noon. And they're like, well, but no, I don't do Mondays. I don't do Fridays. I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, starting at noon. That's your choice.
Well, thank you for letting us do this on a Monday morning.
Before noon.
Absolutely. And then I'll do my own recording after, like real quick recording afterwards, because I'm like already like halfway put together. So
Yeah,
Yeah, we love having you on. And
we do.
and we wanted you on because you have some things coming up and we wanted to kind of help you promote those.
well, cool. Thank you. I absolutely love being on with you ladies. You guys you're a lot of fun. And you know, and anytime that I can you know, get out there, and we were just talking about collaborating and doing some, you know, live readings with, you know, some of your guests calling in or zooming in, and that would be super cool. So we'll get something like that set up. But I, you know, I love being able to actually see people and you know, having that interaction. So that's cool. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on, like we said, but you know, before noon, because
Yeah.
it's rough. And I know, like, even on day, like today's a holiday, so I'm not working today. So it is difficult when you have to do things early. Functioning is not one of my fortes.
Yeah,
And
you're well, because you're an afternoon person, right? You work
yes,
after. So of course it's like, okay, it just takes you everything to like get up
yep,
and start moving on your day off. I don't blame you. I would not. I'd be like, nope, not doing it on my day off.
yep. Something like this is much easier to do on my day off, but like going to any stores, unless I'm out of coffee or creamer, I'm not going anywhere.
Right. That's how I was over the weekend, because I'm for those that don't know, I bought a house right before Christmas or at the beginning of December. And then I almost killed myself with like a week and a half of busting my ass with renovations. Then my family decided that I was going to host Christmas. So literally I had only been in the house for like officially been in the house for like a week. And I had, you know, a gaggle of people here, and I still have stuff at my old house. So I have been moving, you know, and it's exhausting, absolutely exhausting. And then I got sick after Christmas. So I was down for a couple of days, and then the day after New Year's, I had to put my sweet one of my coworkers, and for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I'm self-employed, so my dogs are my coworkers, and my sweet girl, I had to put her down. And it just, I'm like, you know what, enough. This is not how I want to start the beginning of, you know, the new year. I celebrated my birthday on January. Well, we did it a couple of days late. January 9th was my birthday. So I went, took the day off on Wednesday, the 11th, and went to the water park. And the next day got a truck, and my girlfriend and I moved all day Friday. And I'm like, oh my God, enough, like so exhausted. So on Saturday, I did not pull myself, and that's pretty strong, because like I'm like, I gotta pee, and the dog really does need to pee and eat at some point today. So I did not get out of bed until 11:30 on Saturday. I
Wow.
mean, and I did a whole lot of nothing, like Saturday and Sunday. But there's something that's so important, and people don't even realize this. We go through all of that. I should, I could, I would, guilt. We talked about guilt and how people control and manipulate us. And, guilt is that wonderful gift that keeps on giving and giving and giving.
Yep.
And I was, mentioning earlier before we, started recording, learning to say no without explanation. I don't always walk my talk. Trust me. I'm getting better at it. But learning to take care of ourselves first and foremost, learning to set boundaries with the people in our life, so important.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as, I'm like, oh God, I try to do a little bit in my house every day. So here I am I don't start functioning at 10 o'clock at night because I'm more nocturnal. So here I am cleaning, shelves out in my linen closet and, hosing them down with Lysol and everything and putting stuff away. Half the day, I did nothing. I sat on the couch with the dog and I ate and I dozed and I watched TV. And of course I felt guilty because I should be doing something. You know what? Learn how to say, fuck it.
Exactly. Big example for me is the room I'm in now. I had the entire Christmas break and I wanted to clean it. And I go to this crystal shop and I buy things because I like it or it's different or unique. Now I got a bunch of shit that I don't use.
Yep.
And, I'm like, okay, well, this I can give away or this I can give away. And I know me, once I give it away, that gives me permission to go buy more shit that
Right.
I don't need.
Of course. It's like, oh yeah, if I can eliminate this, then that, then I can buy this.
Yep.
But it's all about giving yourself permission though. And you're an adult. We started like so young by no, you can't have this and no, you can't have that. And when somebody tells you no, I don't know about you guys. My ex-husband really, really taught me I taught him a huge lesson. Don't ever tell me no. If you tell me no, I can't do something, I'm going to do it 10 times over just to prove you're wrong. If you tell me no, I can't have something, I'm going straight out and buying it if I can afford it. And if I can't afford it, I'm going to find every single way to hustle my ass off and make the money so I can go and buy what I want. No is not in the vocabulary.
And my big thing is, and Jenny can attest to this, and Jenny has helped feed this addiction. T-shirts. Don't play stupid. Jenny has sent me multiple shirts. And every once in a while, I'm like, okay, I'm going to purge. And in my mind, that means I'm going to get rid of most of them. And then I'm like, no, that was for a fundraiser, so I can't get rid of that one. I can't get rid of that one because someone made it for me. Yeah. So then when I think I'm going to get rid of a lot, it's like 4.
4 is a lot.
To me, it is, but it doesn't really put a dent in my collection. I've got my bedroom closet, and the closet in this room has all my shirts. Plus, I've got the little table that the laptop is sitting on. I've got shirts in here. And then I switch out my seasonal leggings, unless it's the Halloween ones, like with skulls and shit. Those are year round. I wore spider web pants on Christmas.
Spider webs can be Christmassy. But whoever says that there's any hard set rules?
Right.
So like for me, okay, I went, everybody said, why do you need a house so big? Because I went up almost double the size of the house that I have, or that I had. So my house is just under 2,400 square foot. And I am a compartment person. So I have my bedroom, I have a guest bedroom that I really don't want people to stay in. Like it's an accident. Like if you come over and you drink too much or something, or have way too far to drive, okay, you can stay, but like you can't like stay for an extended stay, like 2 days, and you got to go home.
Right.
Because I'm so used to my space. I've got one of the bedrooms that is an office. So now I have a dedicated office space. And I have one of the smaller bedrooms that is an art bedroom or it's an art room for me. So I have my clean stuff, jewelry making, resin, that kind of thing. And then in my basement, I have all the dirty craft stuff, which is my big giant heat press, which by the way, t-shirts, I could make you some really cool t-shirts. You could come over and play and make your own t-shirt.
I don't need.
See, and you were blaming me. Now we can blame Kelly.
I will feed your addiction because I'm all about permission. Yes, yes, and more yes.
I that is something I don't need a lot of encouragement on. It would not take a lot to persuade me when I have like a full weekend or an extended weekend to take one of those days and come down and do just that.
And you know what? And guess what? You could stay at the McLeod Manor.
Yeah, it would not take much to persuade me to go, okay.
And we'll drink wine and we'll craft and make cool stuff. See, Jenny, you should just come. My couch is big enough. You can stay on the couch.
I sleep
Y'all
in my
can
car.
share a bed.
I'll sleep in my car.
No.
Okay, so when she was up here was that June or July?
June.
June for, yeah, it was June, for the Edson investigation. She said, because we just redid my driveway and kind of expanded. She's like, is there room if I want to sleep in my car? I'm like, I have, like at the time this room was clean. And I said, I just got a brand new futon. Sleep in here. She's like, no, it's okay.
I don't like to invade people's space.
I think the last night she was like, yeah, I think I will. But it was like a couple, she slept in her fucking, no. I said, well, I will leave the back door unlocked and the light on. So if you need to come in and use the bathroom or whatever, get a drink, you can, like, but you can stay in the house. We don't care. The room has a door on it if you want privacy.
Right. Yeah,
I had everything in my car. I was set.
So we will schedule a play date weekend this summer. And yes, come and, and there, again, there's enough room. It's only a queen size bed in the guest bedroom. Y'all can snuggle up together and spoon. That's fine. Or I've got this, a ginormous sectional in the family room. And it's okay. It's not like super, super comfortable, but it works. It works. So, and there's plenty of bathroom space and everything else. So come and just have fun. We'll do a girlfriend weekend.
That would be awesome.
And crafting. And if you stay more than a couple of days, I'm going to tell you. So I just ordered this resin mold, and I know it's like right up both of your alleys. So I got ghosts, and they're cute. It's like a little ghost, and I just got and I haven't gotten it yet. I just ordered it. It's an anatomical heart.
I think our jaws dropped at the same time.
Yeah. How fun is that? And it's so cool. Like you can, and it's to pour resin. So
Uh-huh.
you can color it or you can make it clear and you can put flowers inside of it or you could put crystals inside of it. And yeah, how fun is that? But it would take, you'd have to be here for, at least overnight, anywhere between, 48 hours. So it's going to have to be a weekend thing because it's the heart is pretty big. It's a
Okay.
good size. It's like a giant grapefruit size. So
Okay.
that's going to take, 48 to 72 hours to cure. But how fun is that?
That would be fun.
That sounds.
And yeah, I'm
And
like, oh my,
I've got all these jars of crystals on my wall that
yeah, that would be, and you could actually, pour it in a couple of different layers so you can suspend them, different crystals in different layers. Tempting. Look, I'm
extremely.
throwing out the hook and I'm reeling you in. Come and play with me, girls.
See, and ironically, you were saying the crystals was being suspended. I'm also thinking herbs and stuff that
Yeah.
could like come up the sides.
Yeah, you can
I
make
just
like
ordered,
a little protection ghost.
see?
Cool.
I just ordered like dried flowers and stuff like that to put in there. And, you can put different colors of glitter and do like different layers. So you can, part of it can be clear or like, just lightly colored. And then you can have more heavier color with a different color, like a chunky glitter. All kinds of options. Come and play.
We'll have to get together later and make a date.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, lay it on me. Tell me, what do you want to talk about today outside of like everything?
I mean, it could be limitless, really. But did you want to talk about your upcoming events?
Sure. So, everybody always starts with the new year. New year, new you, new me, new goals, new hopes, new dreams. We go through the entire year with the intention of doing something that, this year is going to be my year. And you hear that all the time. And we try to set things in motion. And then sometimes we get smacked down from the universe because not every day is a perfect day, And then at the end of the year, it's the same shit, different day.
Yep.
And nothing has happened and we haven't manifested what we wanted and we haven't completed our intentions or our goals. So this year I said, okay, let's make it achievable and accountable. I always encourage people, have an accountability partner, do a check-in, and I might start doing that with like a check-in person. So coming up on January 24th, as long as we have enough people, January is a little bit, I always like to start with January, but it's a little bit iffy. People are, recovering from holiday debt, trying to get, their shit together and, get everything back on a routine and get the kids going and everything. So on January 24th, I'm doing the Night with Spirit by Zoom. That way people from no matter where you're at, you can be in your pajamas, you can be at work, you can be sitting in your car, wherever
Braless.
you need to be. Braless, pantyless, I don't care. It doesn't make, Spirit doesn't care. So it is kind of like a mega night packed with things. So starting out first and foremost with the Night with Spirit, where everyone will have the choice to connect with an angel, a spirit guide, a loved one, or ask a psychic question. And during that, I explain the difference between angels and spirit guides. And so we, do the Night with Spirit. and it might be in a different order. I think I usually do the night with spirit at the end. But we also do the release meditation. So it's releasing all the shit that you don't need in your life, all the shit that's been hanging on to your energy field, putting it in a nice little box and sending it off into the universe. So we do the release meditation. We do a manifesting meditation to start drawing in and calling in all the things that we want to manifest for the year. We do a quantum clearing and healing, and quantum energy. It's like Reiki on steroids times 100. Most people are aware of Reiki. They understand Reiki. Quantum and Reiki energy work has no time and no space. So you don't have to be with someone to actually experience energy healing. So we access the energy fields, blast it out of the system, and then replace, because the universe does not like a negative. Once you remove something, you've got to put something positive in. So then we do the quantum clearing and healing. We anchor it in with light language. And for people that are not aware of light language is like a galactic, they call it a galactic or an Atlantean language. It's a language in the higher universe. So if you can imagine that it's a direct connection, whatever and it carries different tones, it carries different sounds, and it goes from us directly. It's like saying prayers. It goes directly from the person who is doing the light language directly into the ether, and it anchors it into the universe. So it bypasses all the operators. Okay.
Awesome.
So yeah, so the light language it's super cool, super powerful.
And it's beautiful to listen to.
It is.
It really is. And what's really cool is most people do not understand it. It's channeled, but every once in a while there will be somebody in the group that can understand a blip here, a blurb there. So Jenny has been in one of the sessions and she's understood part of it. So it's pretty cool. And I think that the only reason that people are able to actually understand that is their level of vibration. As you're raising your energy, your awareness, and your level of vibration, you're actually dialing in or tuning into the energy at that moment. If you can only imagine a radio and you got that white noise,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of fiddle with the dial a little bit and suddenly it comes in, it's like booming and it's clear, but then you kind of lose the signal.
Mm-hmm.
And it fades back out. And that's how psychic ability, that is, energy and vibration. The more we get into every year, the energy in the universe, it speeds up. The energy in the universe, it raises. And that's another thing that we'll be talking about, is what the theme is for 2023. So every year the universe has a different theme. What are we going to experience during this year? What are some of the things that people are going to bring up?
I got to dip out for a minute. Keep going.
Okay.
I hear my granddaughter.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Keep going.
Okay. So every year, as things change, the energy, the vibration, there's a different theme. And people are, so spirit says, okay, during this year, people are going to be experiencing, love, compassion, forgiveness, healing the inner child. So there's going to be different things that are going to come up in people's energy field. And this healing has to take place so that we can acclimate to the new level of vibration that comes in every single year. So every year, it's like, it's like going up on a roller coaster and getting stuck. You're going up, that giant hill, and you can only get so far.
Yep.
Before we can go over, we've got to get rid of, and we've got to heal these different levels inside of our own self. And so we're going to be talking about 2023, what the theme is for the universe and what spirit is bringing to us. And then we'll do the night with spirit, connecting and giving messages. And then at the end, I'll do a drawing for a free 30-minute reading.
Oh,
So
fun.
that is January 24th. And the cost is $97. And it's going to be a very power-packed evening. It's going to be super cool.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I just want to say, I love that explanation of both the light language and, the theme for the year. No one's ever explained it like that before. So I'm really glad that you explained it in that way.
Yeah, it's really interesting because, years and years ago, and for people that are, healers, the way showers, people that are in the healing and metaphysical fields, I don't know about anybody else, but I was in a position that, years ago, and I was just getting my ass handed to me. I'm like, are you kidding me? And it was before the new year. And it seemed like starting even late September. And I was just getting my ass kicked left and right. And I thought, something is not right here. Am I doing something wrong? What's going on? So I had to really sit down with spirit and have a conversation. And I said, why is this happening? What is going on? And why is this happening to me? And spirit clearly said, how can you help others if you haven't gone through it your own self? And I'm like, oh, great. So I have to have my ass handed to me so I can help others? Thanks. But how about no thanks? I don't want to do this. And, so I tend to start getting things that are going to be experienced by, people in the new year. I tend to start getting it a few months prior to in my own life and going through it, learning the lesson so that I can take those lessons and bring it into the new year for my clients, so it's like hands-on, experience. And I'm like, oh God, this is awful. Like, I don't want to do this, but I've gotten used to it. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what we're going to be experiencing. So it's going to be, so it's interesting. And as the energy and the vibration, raise, every year it's a new level of vibration, and it's, we've got to get acclimated to it. So people that are in the healing field, it's kind of like a 50-50 chance. Either A, you're going to raise the vibration and go with the flow, or you're going to get dragged along. Your choice. I don't know about you, but it's easier to run than have somebody. I mean, I don't know. I don't run. If you see me running, it's because something's chasing me, and you probably should run too. But, but as a analogy, I'd rather run and go with it as opposed to being dragged along. Yeah. Because that's going to hurt.
Exactly. Yeah.
And one way or another, you're going regardless. So, so that is January 24th. And on my website, there's on the calendar, there is a link, and people can see everything that's listed and what's going on with that.
And I can also put that link in the show notes too when I do that.
Okay, cool. I don't have it on the calendar yet, February 8th is going to be a super cool workshop that I'm excited for. It's something new, and it's affirmations. It's intention, affirmations, and manifesting your best life in 2023. So we're going to talk about, setting our intention and how that works to make it successful. We're going to talk about the components of affirmations, writing affirmations, and how to really enforce them. And, again, the components of that. And then bringing it all together, tying it all together with the manifestation, so that at any point in time, if you don't like what's going on in your life, rewrite it, rethink it, rewrite it, recreate it. So February 8th is intention, affirmation, and manifesting your best life ever.
And what time is that?
That is from 7 until about 9 p.m. And these are all through Zoom.
Okay.
And then on February 13th, because of course, right before Valentine's Day, and I always say, like everybody always thinks about February being the month of love. That's what everybody is looking at, love, relationships, but it's so diverse. It's not just about love relationships. It's about all relationships, including the relationship with your own self. So on Monday, February 13th, I did it last year, and it was wildly successful. And it's a Zoom event, and it's love and relationships, clearing and healing the blocks. And what is super cool with that is maybe you need a better relationship with your own self. Who doesn't need more self-love? Who doesn't need more self-care? Because some people think that's selfish, but it's not, because I always like to tell people, think of yourself as a well. A well's job is to quench the thirst. You hand out the water, you quench the thirst of others. If you do not replenish the well runs dry, and guess what? Then everybody dies.
Makes sense.
So learning to love ourselves, learning better self-care, learning to, learn how to be a better person by loving ourselves. How can anybody love you if you do not love your own self? People always think, and I have to always tell people, how come I can't get a relationship? How come I keep attracting, these kind of people? And I go, well, wait a minute. Are you dateable? And people are like, well, yeah, I'm dateable. Are you really dateable? Would you want to date your own self? And people start thinking about that, and they're like, well, I'm like, think about it. Are you toxic? Are you holding on to old shit? Are you holding on to old ideas? Are you still bitter over old relationships? No, you're not dateable. Nobody wants that hot mess.
I get those a lot on TikTok where people are, oh, I want to get back with so-and-so, or am I going to get into a relationship, in this time frame, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't be in one right now. Maybe you need to work on yourself. Maybe there's, maybe you just need to be with you. Maybe you just need to enjoy your life being single and, all of that before you think about being in a relationship. And, when they do the whole, oh, is so-and-so going to get back together with me? Or are they going to call me? If they were going to, they would have.
Look at this face. Okay. You know what? I always tell people, getting back in a relationship, exes are exes for a reason.
It's like
Number
going in
one.
the trash and picking out
It's like
leftovers.
buying your shit back at a yard sale.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll be even more graphic. I heard this, I saw this, and I was like, oh, that's funny, but that's so nasty. It's like sticking poop back up your butt.
Oh, geez.
Don't take your shit back.
Yep.
There's a reason it didn't work out. Let it
Yeah.
go.
No,
You know?
I'm in full agreement.
And, and don't settle. Don't settle. People are so afraid to be alone. So I've been widowed just over 4 years. I've tried dating a handful of times, and usually 6 weeks, and I boot them out. I'm like, nope, because I'm not settling for shit. And then probably 8 months ago, I was in a relationship for 7 months. And I thought it was going well. And then I started seeing these little signs. And then I started realizing that the person was a covert narcissist. Narcissists are very ugly, destroying, damaging people. They will destroy your mind.
And your soul and your heart.
Yes. And people don't, and I hate to say this, and it happens with men too, but more with women. People are weak and they don't know how to walk away because a narcissist breaks you down so much that you are almost so codependent. And every time that you think that you've kind of gotten, like, I'm going to do this, then they reel you back in, they suck you back in until you have nothing left inside of you. And I will tell you, I started recognizing the signs of that. And at first I knew that I needed to break it and break it off. And then they feed you a little bit
Love
and
bomb.
let you see what it was like in the very beginning, that they sucked you in, the love bombing. And then we fall for it. And I asked Spirit, I said, Spirit, I know that I need to end this. And when Spirit gives you something, I'm going to tell you, if you ask for it, be ready to take it and be ready to do something with it. Because otherwise Spirit's not going to keep helping you if you don't follow through. So I was getting ready to go see my boyfriend at the time. And I'm in the shower having this conversation. And I say, Spirit, give me something, do something big in a big way that will cause me to end, so I can break this off without guilt. And here I'm getting ready to go and see him, right? Because I feel obligated because I was in the narcissist clutch. I go and see him and I'm like, really, this is like pretty uneventful. It's almost like I could have stayed home and had a better time, like washing my hair than going and spending time with this person that I pretty much have invested 7 months of my life with. The next day, and I had a dream that night, came home, had a dream that night. And Spirit always gives me something that is, if I remember a dream, then it's a sign. So I had this dream and I woke up, I was very disturbed. So I sent him a text, we had text, good morning, blah, blah, blah. And I sent him a text later on in the day and asked him a very simple question. And he exploded via text. And I thought, what the hell was that? So I sent him a text back and I go, that was totally uncalled for. And, why would you even talk to me that way? And instead of apologizing, saying, I'm sorry, he just kept on. And I was like, nope. Nobody gets to talk to me that way. Nobody gets to treat me that way. And I go, you know what, I'm done. So Spirit followed through. Spirit created a situation that was so big that I was strong enough to say, I deserve better and I deserve more. Boundaries, placing value on your own self. And like we were talking about the love and relationship workshop. If you do not place enough value on you, how can you expect anybody else to love and value you? Stop discounting yourself. Get off the dollar rack and get behind the counter where the high priced items are, the valuable is. So number one, maybe you need to learn how to love yourself more. I am so good being by myself for the last 8 months. And I say this, you know, in this last year, part of last year, and then this year, I don't need to date. Do I miss the affection, the attention, you know, and the good sex once in a while? Yeah, I do. I sure do. But not at the expense of losing myself or my soul. Not going to do it. And so many people are so afraid to be by themselves. I want to cultivate great guy friendships and great girl friendships. I want to make memories. I want to go out to dinner. I want to have a good time. And I want to be able to go home and relax and put on my PJs, and I don't want to have to entertain people. So if it's not like a natural thing, I'm not doing it. I don't want to have to be a certain way for somebody else. And I see that with so many people and so many of my clients. They're on show, they're on entertainment committee. They have to be on for the people around them. This is me. It's all authentic. So living authentically is so important. Learning to be okay with your own company. I spend so much time by myself. Yeah, I do have my dog, but even if I didn't have the one coworker now, and I'm not getting any more dogs or any more animals because I want to travel. But I've learned to become so good with my own company that my own company rules out everything else.
Makes sense.
You know, so important. So maybe you need to cultivate a better relationship with yourself so that you can become dateable. Maybe you need to clear and heal and build relationships in family and friends. Or maybe you are ready to build and become dateable and you want to clear whatever's blocking you from having a good romantic love relationship. So that's what the February 13th will be a Zoom event, and it will be it'll be a meditation to break through those blocks. It will be quantum clearing the blocks and healing and restoring whatever is needs to be done to create that love path. The light language to anchor it all in. And it's just going to be a really great, fun mini workshop, raising the vibration and bringing more love. I mean, who can't use more love in their life in all areas? Love and compassion.
That sounds interesting.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Jenny, did you do that before?
I did it last year.
Okay.
I think there was only the two of us in it last year. And
I
that's one
think
of the
we
ones where
rescheduled.
that was one of the ones where I had actually understood some of the light language.
So cool. I love hearing.
So, yeah, and that I blew up my wall.
That is exciting. It's so exciting. I love to hear how the visualization and how spirit shows different things as people are growing and raising their vibration and breaking through their boundaries and their limitations. It's so awesome.
And if I'm not mistaken, I even had some very interesting visuals to go along with the meditation that we had done. And I want to say there was white and gold. I don't remember the specific image that it was, but I remember those colors. So,
Awesome.
yeah,
That might have been a different one, because I do remember. Oh, I can't remember, because I know we did a few with you last year, and it was just like me and Jenny. I didn't do the love one though.
Okay.
But I do remember you having like the gold and
yeah, I had it in a couple of them. But yeah, with this one, I know it was for that one. Because I had said it, and then the other person had said that they had seen the same thing. Jill and I actually kind of talked about this person earlier, but I'm not going to say who it was.
yeah,
Well,
I
and-
wasn't in that one.
And I always use the gold light, because, you know, for the longest time, everybody said, whenever you're doing protection, put white light around you. Okay. And white used to be the highest on the colors spectrum, but then gold light is now and it has been for a while. So I always use gold. Like I'll say, visualize a shimmering gold energy. Gold is the highest color on the color spectrum when doing energy work and healing. And it really is. You can take anything and put gold light around it. So if, let's say you lost your keys, okay? And here's a little tidbit. Visualize your keys and see it with this shimmering gold energy around your keys, okay? Or whatever it is. And then you see these keys magically appearing on the counter, magically appearing in your purse, magically floating back. So visualize, and it's almost like a beacon. Okay. So it's like a beacon where they'll call you, and it's like, oh, I know exactly where they're at. And I had, because I'm a certified hypnotherapist, I was getting ready to do a past life regression, and I could not find my manual. So, I mean, I've got, I could have my own library. I have so many resource books and classes that I've taken. So I couldn't find my manual for this. And there was a very specific part of a different meditation and a hypnosis script that I wanted. I looked everywhere in my house. So I was like, you know what? I am going to attract it to me. So I saw my binder, and I covered it and surround it in the shimmering gold energy. And I saw it was like a Harry Potter thing. I saw the binder floating off the shelf and coming right into my hands.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, okay, it's going to happen. And the very next day I was like, let me check here. And it led me right. I went right to it and found it.
That's
so
awesome.
It's cool. So anytime you are needing to do healing, let's say you stubbed your big toe and it's broken. Let's say your foot is swollen, whatever it is, surround it by shimmering gold energy and see that gold energy restoring it to perfect health.
Okay.
You lost your keys, see it, visualize it with the gold energy, and that they are magically floating right into your hands.
I'm gonna have to try that. I lose shit all the time.
Yeah. So anytime, anything that you need to accomplish, heal, manifest, see it surrounded by the shimmering gold energy. You're giving it life. You're giving it power, and it's raising the vibration. So it's like it's a beacon.
Okay.
Yeah. Super cool.
That's so awesome. I can't wait to try that.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. And you just keep on, it's something that you just have to keep on you know, like you keep reinforcing it.
Mhm.
Like you don't just do it like 2 seconds and then give up and go, it didn't work. It takes work.
Consistency.
Yes, yes.
Love it.
So yeah, those are the events that I have got, you know, coming up. And I would love, you know, for people to join if that is something that is of interest for people. They're great workshops. Spirit, I say that Spirit leads some great workshops because I don't script anything there. I mean, I have an agenda, but everything, pretty much everything that I do is all channeled. So it's, you know, I let Spirit lead it and guide it. And sometimes we're in there and something else needs to change or it needs to be added. And I just let Spirit run with it.
Okay, awesome. I am going to make a side note though. If you do decide to ask a psychic question or something along that lines, might want to write it down before you go into the Zoom, because sometimes it can get a little overwhelming when you first get in, and you might forget your question. And also to have a notebook handy, because you're going to want to take notes.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I have a question. Because I know like the angel question, spirit guide, loved one. What are some examples of like a psychic question?
So, and I always tell people, don't ask if you don't want to know. I don't filter. I do not decide what you need to know, what you don't need to know. That's none of my business. If you ask, you will, if Spirit wants you to know the answer, they'll give you the answer. So, an example, should I be changing my job? Is there a promotion in store for me?
Okay.
Is my house, you know, what is the best time to put the house on the market? Will my house sell? You know, if you ask about whether or not your partner is cheating on you, I'm going to tell you, I've almost gotten a beat down for that, because I answered honestly and she wasn't very happy. But then a week later, she decided to call me and tell me that it was indeed correct. And she thanked me because she was more prepared for what she found out.
Okay.
So like, whew, thank goodness. Is my daughter going to have a baby? You know, is my son going to get married? That kind of thing. So you can ask anything, but know that if you're asking, Spirit's going to give you their equivalency, their honest answer. I don't sugarcoat. I don't analyze. I don't diagnose it. I don't decide to filter it. If I get it, you get it.
Okay.
Interesting questions. Out of curiosity, do people ask for like lottery numbers and stuff like that, thinking that they can pull one over?
Yes, but what I have found, so I have a client that has become a good friend, and it was funny because he always asked me, what are the lottery numbers? And I'm like, if I could do that, you know, we can't do it for our own self gain. So I said, if I could do that, do you think that I'd be, you know, working? I'd be like a bazillionaire, right? But what was cool is I do casino consulting. So what we have figured out is that I can't pick the actual numbers, but he can give me the variables. So he'll say, I'm going to the casino, and he'll give me a list of casinos to go to. He has broken it down to times of day. He's broken it down to whether it's slots or blackjack. And now he wants to add roulette to it.
Oh, okay.
So, and I know nothing. I know how to pull the handle. I know how to play slots. That's it. Other than that, I'm telling you, I can play a mean game of Uno. Do not make me slap a draw 4 on your ass.
Oh, did you see Jill's post?
No,
That makes it even better.
Which one?
So I work in the casino, as you know. Just a side note, maybe you want to add days of the week into that equation.
oh, yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a whole gaming chart.
That's awesome. So last week, Jill posted on my timeline that we need an Uno table in my casino.
I do remember that now.
And Dan said that if we had one, he would never leave.
And that is my game. I'm like, yep, I am an Uno queen.
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
strategy, but don't ask me to play anything else. Because I cannot do it. I can't play euchre. You know, when I was young, it's a Michigan thing, right?
Yeah.
When I was young, my dad and my stepmom, they had a pinochle club. Pinochle is harder to play than euchre. So they had some people that couldn't make it. They taught me and my stepsister how to play pinochle. And we sat in and we played as well as the adults. And we were
Wow.
damn good. I've lost all that skill, that fine skill. And then years later, somebody's trying to teach me to play euchre. And I'm like, nope, not happening. But let's play Uno, where I'm good for Uno. But yeah, so I do casino consulting. And, you know, he said, okay, so if you do this, then if I win, I'll give you, and it's an honor trust basis. Then he will throw me 10% of his winnings.
Oh, nice.
So
That's
in the
awesome.
last year, I think that I have made about $2,000.
Wow.
So every once in a while he'll say, check your Cash App. And for a while we were doing great, but there's always a catch here.
Mm-hmm.
When you start getting to that point that you change the energy and the vibration and you're expecting, and it's more work than it is fun,
Mm-hmm.
then you bottleneck. It's like squeezing off the energy. And then he got to the point that it was like he was losing all the time.
Yeah.
And you changed the energy, because one day he said, you know, check your Cash App. There was $1,300, and he hit really big on a slot machine. And I was like, dang, that's awesome. And then suddenly it ran dry. And I said, I didn't change what I did. You changed the way that you were operating.
Mm-hmm.
And getting to that point that he was expecting. It went from fun to now it's like a job.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you shifted the energy. I said, and now the vein is run dry. So we've had to kind of regroup and had a little bit here, a little bit there. But yeah, he gives me, you know, I'm focusing on, there's 10 machines. He labels them A through J, K, whatever. And then I pick which ones feel right. And then
Okay.
I also pick a time frame. And he's like, oh my God, almost to the minute. Your time
Wow.
hitting. And I was like, okay, so stop investing the money back in the machine. Break me off my money and stop losing the money, right?
Right.
So it has been fun. And now like I said, now he's adding roulette to the, you know, to the mix. And people are like, oh, are you going to the casino? I go, when I go to the casino, which is in Vegas, so I never go to the casino. And I take $100. I'm willing to donate $100 of my money.
There you go.
Once it's done, it's done. I'm like, nope, I worked too hard for that.
Back when I was able to play within the casino, I would come in. The one time when I would go see my husband each month, and I would have $20 and I allotted myself 20 minutes. At the end of, the money, that was it. Or at the end of my 20 minutes, that was it. I didn't allow myself more time. I don't know the PIN to my debit card, so I can't get more money from the ATM. So, the end is the end.
That's wise though. That is so wise, because me, I'm like, if I win, I'm like, I'm cashing that shit out and I'm out of here.
Yep.
Now, I don't do casinos very often. Honestly, the only time I've really played, I think there was one time I went specifically to play some machines, was if I was going to a concert at the casino, and then, you show them your ticket and they give you like whatever in free play. So it was me and a group of girls went and seen my favorite singer. I showed them my ticket and I think we're given like $10. All
Mhm.
right. So I ended up cashing out at 65 and I was able to buy a hoodie at the merch table.
And
Awesome.
how perfect.
Right.
Like that, it's like, okay, and it goes back to that. You don't always get what you want, but you do get what you need.
Yep. And even though the hoodie's got some holes at the wrist, because I wore that bitch a lot. I still have it. I don't wear it anymore. But it's hanging in this closet right behind me.
With all your t-shirts.
With all my t-shirts.
Oh, that's awesome. We actually just had a Tom Petty tribute band at our casino for New Year's Eve.
Oh, nice. Now, Jenny, when you say that when you could play, being that you work in a casino, can you not play at your home?
It all depends on the position that you have. When I worked in the kitchen or in the environmental service department, I could. With the position that I'm in now, I cannot.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting. And is it because if they would consider it like the ins, the outs, or I mean, why is that?
It's more so because I hold a gaming license for that casino.
Mhm.
And because I am up, with supervisors and things like that. Personally, I don't think I know ins and outs, or at least not anything anyone wouldn't be able to easily observe. But yeah, it's just more so that I'm licensed to that casino. I can go out of the area and play in other whole chunk casinos, just not in my home casino.
Got it. I mean, it makes sense. I watch TV. I don't know, what is it? It was the movie 21 or something like that. It's
No
old.
idea.
So,
But I do have to say, there is not a magic button that can be pushed to make people win. I'm sorry. Although I do have a magic button that lets me turn on the pretty lights when you do hit the jackpot.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, and that's like same thing going to Vegas. There are machines that are set looser, some that you're never winning. I mean, it looks all pretty and everything, but you're never winning. They're set on a harder setting. But that going in, it's
Yeah.
like you already know that going in. That's the chance you're going to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's definitely interesting. I enjoy going out and taking walks around the gaming floor. It's basically like a big oval. And so yeah, I go out and I take walks and see all the people I used to help when I worked out on the floor and stuff like that. So it's fun.
Cool. Very, very cool. So guys, we were talking about earlier before we kind of, dove into everything, that in the future, if you guys wanted to have some people on, and I would come on and do some live readings for some of your guests, then we could do that. And so just putting it out there with some of the people that, on this recording, so that people know that that is an option. That's a possibility that we might be doing that in the near future.
I would love that.
So would I. I think that would be so much fun. And not only that, but it's a great way to get our listeners to engage. I know we have a few people that are diehards. They make sure they listen every week. So I'm sure some of them would definitely be interested.
Yeah,
Cool.
that would, I can think of a couple that would be interested.
Mhm.
And yeah, that would be something we could definitely make a plan on with like a time and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and we could pick a couple of people, or you guys can pick a couple of people, and we could do some short mini readings, and I think that would be awesome. I would love to do that. I love to do it anyways, but also, for you guys, for your listeners, I think that would be a great way to engage.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
fun.
I'm so excited. So we'll have to get together off of the Zoom to figure out some details for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How fun.
That would be great.
So many good things for all of us. I love it.
Yes.
It's the beginning of a new year,
Mhm.
and that's, it's all about setting your intentions. It's all about, what are you going to manifest this year? What are you going to create? Is it going to be like last year? Is it going to be another repeat of the same shit, different day?
I hope
It's
not.
totally up to, we're all going to get hit with something. There's always something.
Mhm.
But the difference is, do you unpack and stay in that negativity? Or do you lick your wounds and deal with it, and then make the rest of the day, it's like, okay, it's all up to you. It's all depends on how you respond. And I tell that to people, you can't change what is going on around you. And I'll tell you, I'm one of the first ones to have to say, sometimes I get hit with something and my mood instantly becomes sour. And I'm like, that's it. The rest of the day, I am out of commission. I'm like, man, I'm so shitty and I'm so ugly because I'm so bent out of shape. I can't talk to anybody.
I get
So,
like that and I can't stand myself.
yes.
So I don't
And
expect anyone else to deal with my shit.
right. So, and usually when I get to that point, I'm like, nope, I have to put myself in timeout, because why should I spread my toxicity on somebody else? It's not their fault.
Mhm.
That's what we tend to do. Usually when we have people that whoever, and this is normal human behavior. When you're having a bad day, something happens to you, you're pissed, you're upset. What happens? We take it out, we blow up, and we take it out on the person closest to us. And
My
people will
poor
say,
supervisors.
If you
yeah,
need something, go ask Papa.
and people will say, I don't understand why they, that wasn't right, that they took it out on me.
Honey, we're almost done, okay? Go see Papa.
It's different if you, no, you're muted now. But a minute ago you weren't. But it's different when somebody blows up with you. And I'm not saying it's okay, but if somebody blows up with you and then is accountable for their actions and they apologize, that's okay. But to keep on repeating it, it's not okay.
Right.
This is like, you can't keep on doing the same shit and just get off the hook every single time. But 9 times out of 10, we get upset, we have a meltdown or whatever, we lash out at the people closest to us. Why? Because we know that at the end of the day, they're going to still love us. It's not right. It's not fair.
Right.
Doesn't make it okay. But we know that at the end of the day, they're still going to love us.
I go into
And
silence modes.
yeah.
I stop talking to people.
It's safer.
Yep. And it keeps me from, doing the lashing out. And then when I think I can talk about it without being overly aggressive, then I unburden on my supervisors.
Okay.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, but you know, like Jill said, you can't stand yourself. I mean, I have days I can't stand myself. And I'm like, for everybody's safety, I'm not answering the phone the rest of the day. I will block out my schedule. And I either need to put myself to bed and be like, nope, no thinking, no brainer, watch TV, complete like chill mode, or I just have to disconnect and I go and do some artwork or something that puts me in a completely different space. Because when I'm crafting and creating, that engages my heart space. That's what makes me happy. That's what raises my vibration. And so I have to go into that mode for everybody's safety.
Yep.
You know, it's so, so important. So we're going to have those days that are ugly, that are shitty, that we can't stand ourselves, but we don't unpack and stay there.
Not gonna lie, I totally unpack.
Sometimes, but here's the thing, and this is the beauty of it. It's choice. Okay. We cannot choose how other people are going to behave. We cannot choose how a situation is going to go down. We can choose how we're going to react and respond. That's our responsibility. So you can choose to get all butthurt. You can choose to lash out and lash back. You can choose to remove yourself. You can also choose to realize it's not personal and it's not about you. When somebody's having a shitty day and they lash out at you and spew their shit on you, it's not about you. Sometimes, I mean, if you were responsible and you did something to trigger that, yes. But 99.9% of the time, it's not about you. You are the scapegoat.
A convenient target.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, for example, I can't remember if I talked about it before we started recording, but I had put in for a job and I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I was bummed I didn't get it. I wanted it. It's a job that would have been way easier on my body.
Mm-hmm.
And so the guy called me and said, yeah, you didn't get it. Told me who got it. Okay, whatever. And I sat there and I wallowed for probably 30 seconds, grabbed my phone, texted my current team leader, and I said, well, you're stuck with me for a little while longer. He was like, I'm fine with that. And I moved on. Roy said, my husband asked me, he was like, you kept saying, oh shit, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't get that job. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. I know you wanted it. When you put in, it's like the luck of the draw. If someone has seniority by last name, which I'm fairly lucky, I'm BA. So I'm pretty lucky when it comes to that. But, when you put in, it's the luck of the draw, really.
Yeah.
Now, is it okay if I kind of dip into your energy a little bit? I always do this. Like I always ask permission because, it's rude to intrude.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay. So when you said, oh, I didn't get that job, of course, it's like, we're so disappointed. I am like the queen of disappointment. If I want something, I want it so hard and I want it now. And like when I was looking at houses before I was ready to buy, I had my heart set on a couple of amazing houses. And then I lost them. It was in time. Somebody would scoop them up before I was ready to buy. A lot of different components that now I can see was not good. It didn't work well. And now I can understand it. But man, there was a couple of times that I sunk so hard And I mean, 1, 2 days in, in the, fuck you universe kind of mode. Because I'm human, I'm just like everybody else. Now that I look at my house that I have now, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is exactly what I needed. It wasn't what I wanted, but it was exactly what I needed. And I love my house and I love my neighborhood. And I love the fact that it literally is right. I mean, 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops around the corner from my sister's house. It's so super cool. I mean, I love everything about it. It works. But like you, Jill, like when you lose out on something and we don't understand and we get like really mad, when I'm in your energy and you said, I didn't get the job, your job that you currently have, number one, you're used to it. It might be harder on your body than this other job, but correct me if I'm wrong, when you are at your job, you get to have fun.
Yes.
Okay. Makes your day go by fast.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. For the most part, it's easy going. You can go in, you can do your job brainless, because I used to do factory work. You go in, you do your job, you get paid, you go home.
Yep.
Okay. When I was in the energy of when you said I didn't get the job, Spirit said, thank God I couldn't put you in that turmoil.
Okay.
The new job would have been, you would have said, oh my God, why? You would have acclimated eventually. But Spirit is saying there's so much more to it that you don't see behind the scenes. Chaos.
Now, okay, that's funny because it is a new job. And it's doing sequencing work where you pre-fill racks that are going to the line. And like right now, there's only 2 components of the job, but they are adding to it. Yep. And I didn't know that before I put in for it.
Spirit says chaos. There's a lot, there's whoever's over there in that area, there's going to be a lot of backbiting, backstabbing, bickering. There's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and some of it is not even taking place yet because it's new. Mm-hmm. But you would have been stuck in that job, and then in order to get out of it, you would have had to put in for someplace else, and you would not have been able to go back to a job that you're like, why did I leave? Right. Like, I like what I'm doing. It's, maybe it's not the easiest, but I can just go in, do my shit, let my brain just do whatever I want to do and just go home.
Yep. And like the team I'm on, I wasn't trying to escape the team. Like I said, I wanted something a little easier on my body, and Jenny can attest this. I have an amazing team leader. Like I joke around. I've known him for like 9 years, where he's kind of been my team leader on and off. And like my nickname for him is Baby Daddy. And I always tell everyone he's my boyfriend. He doesn't know it. It's a secret.
I love it.
Like he's a great team leader. My team is really awesome that I'm on, like everyone on the team. So I didn't want to like leave the people, and the job was like, I can literally see it where I'm at. So I still would have been around the same people, but it would have been a different team. And I think that's where maybe the underhanded shit would come in.
Yeah, I will tell you, Spirit says that it would have become a hot mess.
I can understand that.
I'm shaking here because I've got Winnie that's backing her butt up to me like, hey mom, can you pet me? This dog she's the craziest thing. She stands on top of me. She can't get close enough, and she will stand on top of me. And yeah, so crazy. So yeah, you're right, Jill. And it's good that you know that and you understand that it's like, okay, yeah, I was disappointed for, like 30 seconds and, but I'm cool now. Like I'm good.
Yep, I'm fine with it. It's okay. And now I'm even better with it. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's always, again, I look at, okay, what did it's something that I wanted or I felt or whatever, but spirit always knows what's right for us. And no matter whether that's a job, whether it's a house, whether it's a relationship. One of my favorite things, there's like a meme that I see that it says, the universe or God removes people from your life because he heard conversations that you didn't.
yep, I've seen that.
And I'm like, wow, that's so powerful. So powerful. And I'm like, okay, so I just have to trust everything that, rolls down down the pipe, that
Yeah.
it's always for our greatest and highest good. We might not always know it. We might not always realize it at that time. But, even, the relationship that I was in that I ended, it was like, it was so good. And then at the next minute, it's like, no, all I can say is, oh my God, I dodged a bullet on that one. Thank God.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, that was, like I said, I was disappointed for about 30 seconds. And then I don't know. I thought, honestly, if I didn't get it, I would have been more disappointed than I was.
Mhm.
But like I said, the team I'm on is great. So
That's awesome. And, and that makes it a whole lot easier when,
Mhm.
when you didn't lose anything.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. You didn't lose anything.
Right.
So very cool, ladies. So I'm looking forward to when we get off here, let's talk about some dates and get things, prepared and, give your listeners a heads up on, maybe do like a lottery system or, pull, whoever interacts on, I like to do like whoever is like the fourth person that interacts on this post on Tuesday will be in the drawing to, for a free reading or something like that.
Okay.
And we'll do mini readings.
Okay. We can
That
even
sounds
do
fun.
like a game type thing
Yeah.
where we can talk about that.
Yeah, fun.
All right. Well, like I said, I will upload this today. So I guess we can tell everyone have a good day.
Yes,
Have
I
a
hope
fabulous day.
phenomenal day. I am sending lots of love and light and that rosy posy unicorn that you guys, you have the day off, Jill. So
Yes.
that's super great. Jenny, do you have to work today?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll send you lots of extra rosy posy unicorns and the good love and light and everything's like a perfect day for you. So I hope you guys have a phenomenal day. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on.
It's crazy because so I always tell people that I have ADOS, attention deficit, shiny. And and what I've learned that I am ADHD. At first I would never admit it, but I've learned as an adult that I'm also what's called neurodivergent. And it's almost like having a basket of squirrels in my head. They live there and they're having a party. So it just goes like all over the place. And then, like the last time we got off our last, podcast and I'm like, oh man, that was horrible. And why did I do that? And why didn't I stay on track? And I better get like a checklist next time. And I still didn't do it. And we still went all over the place. So
That's all right. It makes it interesting.
It's fun.
well,
You never know where the conversation is going to go. And for me, it's like, I like to let you just go because I know that
Yep.
somewhere in our listener base, someone needs to hear what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? You know, and a lot of times I do the night with spirit at the winery that's close to me. And you know, I'll be doing my closing or whatever. And I have part of it that's like canned speech. It, you know, these are the things that I've been doing for 30 plus years, that this part of the conversation is always, and then it'll be at the end and it's like, I don't know why I'm telling this story, but I'm going to tell this story. And it's because spirit is telling me that I need to. And it's inevitable that at the end, somebody will say, you know, I really needed to hear that. Or, yeah, and I, that's how I've learned to just wing it, because a lot of times I'm just channeling, you know, stuff like that. Oh, and I will throw in there. So, in the next couple of months, I have a new book that's coming out. So I am, I'm in the process of writing it. It should be finished. I am targeting a date of, I put in my date of Valentine's Day that I finish it. And so it's one of 2 books that I am self-publishing this year. And I have at least 3 online courses that I will be launching this year as well. So I'm pretty excited.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy year. Like, you know, it's finally, you know, once I get moved. So I'm also targeting, you know, like the final garbage day, January 31st, that I wrap everything up at my old house, and that I'm like fully February 1st in, you know, 110% in my new house. And that's what I've been waiting for, is that I am the person that I can't start this without finishing this. And so I've been dragging my feet on everything. And usually I overwhelm myself. So I'm like, okay, I just paid 1 extra month's rent to be done by the end of January, so that I could be 110% in my new house. And, but February 14th, as long as everything rolls the way that it should be, I should be sending things off to the publishing house. And whenever I have a book in my hands, we'll have to get back together, and
Yes,
and we'll be talking about the new book and go from there.
that would be
That's
amazing.
awesome.
So I wish you guys the most amazing day ever. And I look forward to talking to you soon. And also, I'm more than happy to, you know, put this up on my YouTube channel as well.
Okay.
So
Great.
yeah, so I will see you guys soon. Thanks for having me on today, guys.
Thanks for being
Thank you for
on.
being here.
All right, have a good day.
You too,
You
Kelly.
too. Bye.